My name is Beckett Singleton. With a degree in archaeology and a passion for exploration, I have a tendency to end up in some strange situations. My travels have led me to the ends of the earth as I investigate the greatest legends in history. This is Expedition Unknown. Hi, my name is Beckett Singleton, and I'm on a mission to find the remnants of an ancient civilization, the Song Dynasty. The Song Dynasty began in 960 AD and lasted until 1279 AD. They were located in what is now known as Eastern China. They made some revolutionary inventions like gunpowder and fireworks. They also had a better trade system and economy than other dynasties. Before we continue with the Song Dynasty, we must learn about the Sui and Tang Dynasty that came before it. The Sui Dynasty started in 581 CE by Emperor Sui Yongdi. Sui Yongdi was able to unify China with violence and oppression. His harsh methods of rule created a higher risk of the people revolting against him. He sent troops south to expand the empire's borders, and he succeeded. During his rule, he created the Grand Canal using thousands of peasants as slaves working for many years. The canal was over 500 miles long and was a great accomplishment at the time. Even though the Sui dynasty prospered, like all civilizations, whatever rises must always fall. 40 years after it was created, the people of the empire protested the high taxes and the conscription of laborers for building projects and assassinated the emperor. The Sui dynasty finally ended at the time that its only ruler had. In 618 CE, the end of the Sui dynasty was made way for the rise of the Tang dynasty. China was relatively prosperous and stable during the time of the Tang dynasty. The rulers of the Tang dynasty were able to expand their territory of the empire and dominate the neighboring civilizations. The Chinese viewed themselves as the Middle Kingdom, and the entire world supposedly revolved around them. China was the center of the tributary system where other states paid money or provided goods to the emperor. The system created better stability and stimulated trade for everybody involved. The Tang also had a few notable achievements in their time. Emperor Tang Taizong further developed roads, canals, as well as postal and messenger services. He also expanded the empire's bureaucracy, which became an important part of their government. The empire started showing signs of weakness in the 8th century. Emperor Xuanzong became distracted by his concubine, Yang Guofei. The military leader An Lushan led a rebellion involving about 100,000 soldiers and overthrew Xuanzong in 755. Afterwards, an army of Uyghurs, an ethnic group living in Central Asia and Chinese-controlled land, arrived and restored power to the government and stopped the rebels. The death tolls from the conflict reached millions, and maybe even tens of millions. This terrible loss led to the end of the Tang dynasty in 907. That leads us back to where we started in the Song dynasty. They began in 960 and ruled a smaller region than the Tang because of the nomadic pastoralists that invaded the north. Even with less land, the Song prospered and arts flourished. The bureaucracy expanded and the number of bureaucratic positions increased. Emperor Song Taizu made efforts to expand the educational system so more men could pass the civil service exams. The civil service exams were hard so that better people could enter the government. But as there were more government officials, paying them took a lot of China's surplus wealth. Another problem was that some bureaucrats were asked to be responsible for military affairs. These officials were educated in the ways of Confucius and not anything to do with military tactics and strategy. Due to threats from nomads, the dynasty moved its capital 530 miles here to Kaifeng from Chang'an. In 1127, the capital was moved again 400 miles here to Hangzhou. But the Song dynasty could not survive, and the Mongol Empire vanquished the government and established the Yuan dynasty in 1279. Even though it is said that the entire dynasty was taken over by the Mongols, I still believe that some of them may still be out there trying to rebuild their society. What was that?